fam. Welcome to another Meet the Fam. I'm so excited that you are hanging out with us today. And please, please, please feel free to drop your questions into the chat. You can put a Q in front of them so Mr. Paul Duncan doesn't yell at you. And we'll be sure to pull all those questions in and ask Gigi while we are here live. If we miss your question and you're catching us on the replay, don't worry, don't panic. You can always hit hashtag replay. Let us know that you're watching and what questions you have, and we will circle back and answer them. But welcome! It's getting so close to the holidays, and we have just an action-packed live schedule, so we are ending this year in style. So if you are hanging out with us, I am on right now with Meet the Fam, but we are on later today too, 4:15 p.m. Jill and I are back to answer all of your questions, so hope I will see many of you back again later today. And we have the monthly Q&A with Ken and Glenn coming up next week, as well as our first ever holiday extravaganza. So lots and lots going on. Be sure to check out the YouTube calendar here on our YouTube channel, as well as everything that's happening in the Ecamm Live community over on Facebook. You can find us by searching Ecamm Live community in the Facebook group. Super excited to be hanging here out today with Gigi. Gigi's here.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon on this cold December afternoon.
I have no idea how it is the middle of December. I looked at my calendar. I was like, "You've got to be kidding me!" I'm so
This
prepared.
year flew by, but I'll be honest. I am ready for this year to be over. Like, the first 6 months were cool. The last 6 months were like, "Oh, you didn't have enough drama here. Hold my beer." So I am so ready for this to be over.
2021. Peace out.
Right. I want 2022 to come in, sit down, and behave herself.
Exactly. I love it. I am so excited to be hanging out with you today.
Same here.
We got to meet up people of video, and it was just, I was like, we're going to be friends. We're going to hang out.
Definitely. Oh, we just had a blast. The whole Drop Squad was there from Doc Rock's group. We ate, we threw axes, we ate boozy ice cream. It was amazing. And it was held in my hometown, and they're going to hold it here again this year.
Definitely.
So my hope is that more people come, meet up. We see each other digitally, and we've been blessed to, have different relationships, like meeting you, meeting Doc, meeting Diana, other people from Ecamm and who are content creators, such as everyone here. Mm-hmm. But to be able to get that face-to-face time, Roberto Blake, amazing. To get that that face-to-face time. And in Infusions before they became what they are. Yes.
They don't have a good
Fujana. I know.
Oh, Fujana might be good. Oh, Gigi, we lost you. Hopefully you can pop back on. We'll swing back over here while we're waiting, and I'll say hi to everyone. It looks like we have Luis on. Awesome Productions, you gotta let me know your name. I have been answering all of your questions. It's been so nice seeing you in all the chat. Let me know your name so I don't forget you next time. We have Fujana is on. On and hanging out. It looks like we have Keely, we have Dina, we have Samantha and Johnny in the house. Thanks so much for hanging out. Mr. Paul Duncan. Always a pleasure.
Antigens that
Oh, hang on. Oh, nope, we're having some technical issues, but hopefully Gigi will be back in soon. Here she is. All right, I think we get you back. Let's see. Haha, the magic of
Sorry
technology.
about that, man. So I've been fighting with my internet provider called Spectrum, aka Rectum. And so they found new ways in which to throttle me, and I called them out on it, and they're like, "Oh, we just need to switch you to another server. But you were working 5 days ago perfectly fine. Now 2 days in, I'm getting hangups and kicked out and all this other stuff." What do you mean you gotta flip me from a different server? And then what I've been doing is taking screen tests and screenshotting them, seeing what servers they have me on, and flip me around to. And whenever they think I'm using too much bandwidth, even though I pay for the top tier, they switch me to the lesser servers, and then I have to call, and then they switch me back.
So frustrating. Well, you're back, and if you drop out again, we'll just hang out until you get
Yeah,
back.
just hang out. It's not me, it's them.
Yeah, seriously. Well, why don't we jump in for people who don't know who you are yet? Why don't you give us a little bit of background on who you are and what you do?
Sure. Well, my name is Glinessa, affectionately called Gigi. And so I'm an attorney. I've been an attorney in the state of New York for about 14 years. I know it sounds old. Shh. But I've been doing it for 14 years. And I've done investigations. I've done, whatchamacallit? I've done all types of things. Civil litigation, criminal investigations. And right now I do business law. And I help content creators such as yourself with protecting your business, because if you're into content creation, doing this as a source of income, it's a whole new world, and having someone who understands what you do because they do it too is great. It's very helpful. So that's what I do. My YouTube channel is called Travel Esquired. I'm also a travel advisor as my secondary business, and I help them legally protect their business. So they're also content creators too, because they're always out taking pictures. They're always out, going on Facebook Live, showcasing where they are. If you hear a bunch of noise in the background, that is my dog called Ivy Rose. She was very quiet up until we pushed record, and then she became a card-carrying member of the Squeaky Toy Mafia, and anything else that she can get her hands on.
Join me in encouraging Gigi that she needs to have a pet cam down so that we can hang out. We need to be able to go and see what she's doing. It's very important.
Oh, she's doing a lot. She's doing a lot right now, and I'm just like, whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But so that's what I do, and that's me.
That's awesome. And I love that you were willing to jump on and chat with me, because I think as we've been working our way through this year, we've discovered more and more that people that are in the professional environment need to be able to have the ability to create video and to connect with people and to live stream. And it may not be something that many have thought about until the last couple of years, but now it's becoming more and more necessary to be able to get out in front of people. And be able to, help people and let people know what you're doing and what services you offer. So how long have you been kind of rocking the video world, and when did you get up and running and decide that you wanted to get into video?
So I've been wanting to get into video since 2020, last year. I've had my channel bones up since then, but I didn't really start pushing record until Vlogmas.
Yeah.
And at that point, I figured I was thinking way too much about it. I was doing the most, and was like, I'm just gonna push record, and what happens happens. And I had such great following since doing that, and it's just been the outpouring of love and from everyone in the Travel Esquired community has been nothing short of amazing. Even from the Ecamm community, nothing short of amazing too. So I'm glad that I did it. It took me a while, a lot of perfectionism. So I'm a recovered perfectionist.
You're not alone. Right there.
Yes. So a lot of that, but I love it, and it's now part of my routine.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely. I think that for many of us, when we first get started, there's just so many different things that go through your head, right? You're like, well, I want to look my best. I want to make sure I have the right content, and what happens if no one shows up, and what kind of format do I have? And you either have an overwhelming amount of ideas and it's hard to kind of parse that all down, or maybe there's just too much stuff, or it's not looking the right way that it needs to look. So Vlogmas is a really great opportunity to be able to just have a community around you forcing you to create videos every day.
Yes. My first video, I didn't even know how to put comments up. So, and what I love about the Ecamm community is, in the Let's Get Live group, is that I just went into the group and I was like, I need somebody to help me practice putting up comments. And you have, the usual Sammy, Dina, Keely, all of them were like, you got this, girl. And so went up there for 10, 15 minutes, played around with the comments, made it the way that I want to. Now I'm like, yeah, you can't tell me I can't put up a comment. I know exactly what I'm doing, how to take it down. I'm a pro. So
Yeah, see, though, I mean, having a safe space to be able to practice all of those kinds of things, especially if you know what it is that you want to accomplish. You're like, okay, hey, I just want to be able to make sure that I understand how comments are going to look or what it's going to feel like if I'm live, or, you know, I want to set up a scene and make sure everything's looking correct. It's a really great space to be able to be like, am I doing this okay? Is this working?
Right.
How does it look? And comments are so tricky because you can't really test them unless you're live and testing them. There's not like a way that you can build it in advance and make it look, you know, exactly the way that you want it to be.
Right. And I figured that part out really quickly too. I was like, wait, I can't. Oh, I have to be live.
So I would imagine that the flow of your show from the couple of episodes, the first 2 episodes that I've seen, is a lot of you providing information in the legal and travel spaces and then allowing people to be able to ask questions and get all of the info that they need. Yeah?
Correct. That's exactly correct. And the reason being is that I don't want to just talk to my audience. I want them to talk to me too. I want to interact. I want us to interact together. And I also know, being in this space, I've been doing this work for almost 2 years now, that there's so many questions and there's so many new agents. Like, I meet new travel agents almost daily and they have absolutely no clue where to begin. And I want to help them. Like, they know, you know, how to research a trip or what have you. But what about making sure you have the right contracts, making sure your terms and conditions document is good, making sure, you know, whether or not to charge fees. Those are the things that you don't learn as being a new part of the industry. And my hope is to be a place where they can come and learn more about that, as well as mixing the content creation part, because again, they're doing content creation just like we are, you know, whether it be on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, not so much YouTube, but it's still a lot of the same laws apply. And so to be able to assist them in that way is also great.
Yeah, it's probably nice to be able to offer answers to their questions, their like technical legal questions, but also to show them how they can create video and to show them how they can look and build a channel at the same time. Sort of a double-edged sword that you're offering.
Exactly.
Awesome.
And nobody teaches them that. So my hope is to be able to teach that.
Yeah. And I think it's really important too, like, you're in an industry where there are certainly disclaimers and rules around a lot of stuff. And I think as people are trying to jump in, it's hard to know exactly the way to best approach it. And I love that on your channel, you start your lives by saying, you know, hey, disclaimer, like, this is, you know, marketing and we are providing you information, but I am not your lawyer. You know, if you want to figure out more information, you can go to, you know, this place or that place. And here is what you need to know before jumping in on this chat. Is that something that, what are some of the other things you need to be thinking about if you are in kind of one of these regulated industries and you're thinking about live streaming?
So yeah, as an attorney, our bar rules say that if, you know, we have ethical rules that we have to follow, and it deals with attorney advertising. So we're allowed to advertise. You see us on the, you know, especially if you're home during the day, you see the personal injury lawyers all on the thing, and they have their little disclaimer, attorney advertising. That's done due to our ethical rules. And so I have to have it on my YouTube channels as well, and on my things that go out to people who are not clients. And that's what we just have to do. So, you know, being a part of the professional industry, there's, you know, the more licenses you have, the more rules you have to abide by. And it's up to us to understand those rules.
Yeah, absolutely. Are there any other limitations as you're sort of approaching things? You have your live stream in your YouTube channel, and then you have a community. Are there any other spaces that you're in where you're using video?
So I'm starting to use it in my email, and I'm going to add it to my website as well. I'm also looking to start a course for travel agents who are just beginning in the industry. Awesome. To help them get their legal piece taken care of. So, but that would be separate from my law firm, because with your law firm, you have to have a retainer agreement if somebody's your client, and it has to go over their rights and responsibilities, and you have to give them advice that's specific to their specific issue. Versus if I'm teaching a course, I may be able to get down in the weeds that deep, but they're not my clients. I'm not advocating for them. I'm providing them with information, helping them team build, helping them gain the knowledge in order for them to be successful in their business. So there really isn't what they call attorney-client privilege, which means that you tell me something and I have to keep it confident unless the court orders me to say something or, some extenuating circumstance. And those are very narrowly construed. So whereas we don't have that, so we have to make sure that we have the proper disclaimers out there and people understand our role, because, difference between your attorney versus being an attorney.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think it's hugely important, something that you don't really think about until you start treading out in that space. It's you probably have to be a lot more careful about comment moderation and really watching kind of what those topics are that you're discussing and keeping people on track, because I'm sure that it could go off the rails easily and cause issues.
Right. And the last thing any attorney wants to come back to them and say, I followed your advice and it didn't work for me. And that's what those disclaimers are supposed to help you avoid, those scenarios. It didn't work for me. I'm going to sue you.
Yeah.
Okay, but I said on my channel that this is for informational purposes only.
Yeah. Well, it was definitely interesting watching it. It's just a different space than what I'm in on a regular basis. So it was neat to see how it's set up and how you flow your way through it. And I guess thinking through like a workshop that's closed off would probably have that same information up front, because you don't have that same relationship as if you're one-on-one in that confidentiality.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's interesting. How do you approach thinking through topics? So you said there's like no shortage of questions out there. What kind of research are you putting in when you're building out kind of your
So I've been doing this for, like I said, almost 2 years. So one of the things that I've done is look at the issues that come my way from my clients. What issues are they dealing with? What am I seeing that's being repeated? And those are some of the topics that I pull from, like repeated issues that I'm seeing from my clients. Another thing that I think about is, to get me ideas, is just polling my clients, my prospective clients and my current clients. What are some of the things that you want to talk about? Also, I'm in a lot of different Facebook groups with travel agents and seeing what issues they're discussing.
Yeah.
Like right now, the biggest issues because of COVID, a lot of people lost a lot of money because people weren't traveling. What a lot of people don't recognize, that travel agents don't get paid until people travel. Yeah. So if you don't travel, they get no payment. So the question is whether or not they charge planning fees, which is a non-refundable fee in order for them to do the research and provide you with your travel proposals. So, some people feel some type of way about it. Some people are like, yeah, we're going to do fees all day, every day. And so that's really a hotly contested topic. And now travel insurance. Again, we're dealing with COVID. And a lot of these policies, they took some hits. Yeah. And so they're now more expensive and the policies have changed. And understanding whether or not that policy you were using pre-COVID now works for your clients post-COVID.
Oh yeah. Oh man. All of the things that you wouldn't think about unless you're in that space. That's so
exactly.
True. Oh my goodness, unbelievable. I'm scrolling through the questions just to make sure that we're not missing anything. I don't think so, but I'm just gonna double check here.
Yeah.
It looks like Gretchen's on. Hi, Gigi.
Hey, Gretchen. And hi, Glenda.
And now we know Kazim's name. Yay!
Yay! Hi, Kazim.
I'm gonna move my comments down.
Yeah, if anybody sees me looking down, it's because my dog is quiet.
Squeaky Toy Mafia.
Right.
Lots of compliments on your dog.
Thank you. And if anybody has a puppy, they know they're like children and they become quiet. That means that things are going awry.
Something is going awry. Oh, we have on.
Yes. Now she's sitting in her bed looking like, okay, I'm tired of playing. I now want to take a nap. I highly encourage that.
Oh, I love it. Okay, while Puppy is hopefully sleeping and not destroying something under the desk, let's talk a little bit about your studio setup. You have like a really, not surprising, but a really like clean, super professional look. How did you go about building out your studio space? What kind of gear are you using?
Oh,
I know.
So I have gas. I have gas. It was a gear
Acquisition
syndrome. Yes. Yes. So right now my camera is a Sony ZV-1. I purchased it when the Sony ZV-1s first came out. It's in white. One of the things I wanted to do when I set up my my office was, I wish I had the other camera set up. I don't have it yet. Well, set up yet. But one of the things what I did is I have a home office. I kicked my daughter out of her room and put her in an extra room. and they got rid of the carpet, put down some floating floors, got it repainted. And one of the things that I thought about with repainting it is being able to I'm not showing you my office because it is a mess. I have
in your safe space, it looks beautiful.
Thank you. I understand my radius.
It's hugely important.
But right now, if you look behind the camera, there's Amazon boxes, travel boxes. I think my suitcase is out because I'm going somewhere soon, and it's just a mess. And then we have Ivy Rose's toys all over the place. So yeah, but so one of the things that I thought about with the color in here is I wanted it to be very neutral. So this color right here is a darker gray with blue undertones. But if you notice too, yes, I pointed right. This side is a lighter gray. So the rest of my room is that color, and then I have my accent wall. And because I do a lot of on this wall over here, I think I can turn it.
There we go. Yep.
There you go. Those are my degrees because I have to remind myself of the things that I do and the things that I've accomplished. Because there's some days, you're like, oh, I suck. And then I look up and like, no, I don't. I got that. So
that's an important reminder for all of us, I think.
Yes. And I have the student loans that go along with it. So there that is.
But it's smart. It's smart in the industry that you're in because it adds that immediate credibility, right? Like right behind you, you have a degree. People know that you're not messing around. Like, you're going to give them accurate information. And it's like
exactly.
It's a very kind of very clean, simple, but professional look. So I think it's really smart.
Yep. And one of the things, so my colors are like an off-white, green, and gold with an accent of pink.
I love that.
And so, so the gold mic, the white camera, I have my key lights. I have one here and one over here. And then Luis, Mr. Camera Junkie, he helped me set up the lighting in here. But I also have a 65-inch TV on that wall. So usually this allows me to work and watch streams or, watch my, Real Housewives franchise, whatever it is, but I'm able to work. But I also have my mic. It's a Blue Yeti. It's the Nano. Yes, I know some of you guys are doing the Shure. That's okay. When Shure comes out in gold, then we'll talk.
Laura, we need Shure in gold.
Until then, my Blue Yeti, that is in gold, will work.
Yes.
And then I have my camera in front of me here, and it's on a magic arm that I can just move out of the way, swivel out of the way whenever I want to.
Yeah, that's nice. I don't have that here in this space. I can almost touch my camera, but it's just on a tripod, so it's not like I can shift it back and forth.
Got it.
I had a couple of different cameras. One got moved down to the robot down the hallway, and so now I'm not able to shift things around and show the space as well. So yeah, thinking through those use cases is smart. Like if you need to be able to kind of pivot it around, that's nice that you have the ability to do that.
Yeah, and I can pivot. I can do a 360 pivot on here if I need to without taking it off of the arm.
Yeah.
So that's really good. But I also me wanting to have it on the magic arm because I wanted my camera is going to be here. I'm not trying to move it anywhere. It's close to, I have 2 Cal digits and I have my MacBook Pro computer, laptop, and then I have my Mac Mini M1. And so through the Cal digits, they're all synced together and then I have a separate monitor as well.
Perfect.
And it's a curved monitor, which I appreciate. I like the curvature of the monitor.
Oh, no, see, now I'm jealous with my straight monitor.
No, curved monitors are amazing. I'm not sure if I want to go to that big, like this is a 30-inch.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, go to the 42. I'm like, that is way too much monitor for anybody.
Well, especially if you have the big
sorry.
screen, you have the big like TV behind you as well.
And I can cast to the big screen whenever I want to.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I have like I have people come over and we're just they may be clients or I need to show them something, I just cast right to the big screen. Not a problem. Or if I have trainings cast there, not a problem. Really? Sorry.
I'm laughing at the comments here. I got it. One second. We got to welcome Healthy Bearded. Welcome.
Hi, Healthy Bearded.
Remind me your name. I'm still learning everyone's names who are newer. So welcome. We're so happy you're here. And I'm laughing because Gretchen says that her dog Aldo is going to join the Squeaky Toy Mafia. This is the name of your next show.
Squeaky Toy Mafia, man. Like my dog is a card carrying member.
There we go.
My really came in. I'm so sorry. It's because right before we started, she decided that she wanted to pee on the floor. So I put a paper towel down. She's now eating the paper towel.
Dogs,
Nothing I can do. It's just is what it is. Like, these are the B-rolls of live streaming.
Absolutely. See, you know what? The one thing that I will say about live streaming is that if you can get comfortable and if you have an awesome audience that's there to support you and you're giving value, you can be a little bit silly. Things can happen here and there, even if you're in a really professional industry. I mean, I think you can be able to really help people even when things are going a little dicey.
Definitely. Now, one of the reasons why I picked my background, I was very intentional about it, is number one, I'm also a civil litigator. So I litigate. I'm in court, Supreme Court here in New York. I'm in federal court. I do mediations and arbitrations, as well as I'm doing administrative courts for trademark and copyright issues. So it was very important for me to be the center, which is why my lighting has me and it's darker in the background. And then I have the blue light because it has a blue undertone in this paint, so it picks up the blue. This is generally on and that's blue as well, but it's not syncing right today, so there it is. But if I have a trademark client, they see that I have a trademark on the wall, so they see that. But also when I deal with because I do a lot of coaching, business coaching and strategy. So I have something on my wall to just inspirational, be the game changer. So, that type of stuff. So it's very intentional. I have other trademarks. I'm gonna put it on that side as well. So that can be put together. But it was very intentional because I'm meeting with clients. I'm meeting with prospective clients, and I want them to see that I know my stuff. I mean business, but also I'm doing speaking engagements, and I use Ecamm for that. I use Ecamm through Zoom or through Microsoft Teams whenever I'm on whenever I'm in court, because court is virtual still. The actual trials are not so much, but a lot of the pre-work is still very virtual. So I need to show a professional background. I need to show professionalism, and you'd be surprised how many attorneys suck.
They haven't heard of us yet.
No, but they suck. Their camera sucks. I was on court last week and the judge is yelling at attorneys because they're calling in and not on. She's like, do you have a smartphone? Yes. Then you have a camera. Turn it on. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But yet
there's no mercy for it. And the difference is immediately noticeable. So
bad camera angles, bad lighting. And the thing about it is that I'm in a network with a lot of progressive attorneys who understand the importance now that we went virtual, because my firm is virtual. So when the world shut down, it was business as usual for me. I had the equipment. I had the software. Ecamm helped a lot in that way, where I can have a nice camera looking nice, looking professional, and not have to worry about, can you hear me? All of those things. Bad lighting, they can hear me, they can see me, and making myself be as in the room as I possibly can. And it makes a difference.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think, it's just, there's nothing more obvious than being in one of those Zoom grids where it's like your image is like crystal clear, beautiful, easy to see, and you're looking really professional, and everyone else is like camera off, you can see up their nose, like they're, you have no idea what the heck is going on behind them. They have a weird virtual background and you're like, why? This is not the place for that. It definitely makes a really big difference, especially in the world of trying to remain professional, of trying to, show up in front of a judge, taking on new clients and all of those spaces. There's no second chance. It's your first impression. There are lots of other people out there that they could go to, that they could find those services with. So I'm sure that having that level of just showing up and looking as amazing as you are goes a really long way.
Thank you.
No, seriously, gold mic for the win.
I appreciate that.
I
appreciate that.
Lisa's saying maybe the colorware for the MV7. I don't know if they do gold. We'll have to look into that. You can get.
Well, they need to. They need to. Gold or emerald green. I'll even take emerald green because that's my color too.
You might be able to do emerald green on top and then the gold like on the base. We'll have to look into
that. I would prefer. Okay. That we need to make that happen, Katie. Like, you have more pull than I do. I'm putting that on you. That's your mission. You don't have no should you choose to accept it. You shall accept it.
Okay,
that is your mission. A green and gold mic. I will have a short MV7. Okay. But I want it to just be for me, for my branding. Okay. Nobody else can get it.
You hear that colorware? We're not allowed to sell that anymore. We'll sell it one time, and then we're going
to me, for my branding.
Oh, yes. I love it. We have Brandon here. Brandon was on a couple of weeks ago. Also a lawyer.
A good lawyer joke? Well, I don't have any lawyer jokes. Like, all the lawyer jokes are demeaning. Like, even though we do say them ourselves. Usually the lawyer jokes happen when you have a whole bunch of lawyers in the room and they can't get anything done.
Exactly. Too many lawyers in a room just means endless jokes, for sure.
Right. 9 times out of 10, like, for instance, I was out with friends, all of us attorneys, and we couldn't figure out the tip. And we're like, oh, we have all these advanced degrees and nobody can do basic math. So that's when the lawyer jokes come in.
This makes me feel so much better because basic level math is my kryptonite. I'm the person that, like, once I was touring and doing more, overseas, and they just had like a built-in tip, and I was like, this is perfect because now I don't look at it.
I have a tip app. Yeah, I have an app for that. Like, no. We're not doing math.
And my son is in 4th grade, and we've now hit the level of math that I can no longer help him do. I'm like, I don't know. Let's YouTube this together. No.
The new version of math is some BS. You got to do, like, so if you have 7 sticks and then you have 4 sticks and then you have to put it together. What?
You got to estimate what you think the total might be.
Round up and then take off. It's like, that's just way too many steps. 1 + 1 = 2 in my world. Thank you.
Oh no! Paul Duncan says that Colorware has both of the options. We interrupt this broadcast for a live shopping experience.
Paul, I need you to send me a link. You know where to find me. The Paul Duncan. Yes, I want it. But no, do they have both the options together?
Yeah, they do. You can do you can trade them back and forth. like Luria says, no live math. No live math here, Sammy. No live math on any of these.
Hi, Sammy.
It would be incredibly embarrassing. It would
be bad. It would be bad. It would be bad. It would be very bad. Let's just not.
Oh, this has been so much fun. Is there anything else that you want to let people know about? Anything that I know you said you were about to start bringing on guests in the next month, which is going to be exciting. And I'm sure super helpful to be able to have, like, extra experts on to answer questions.
Exactly. And Ecamm is helping me with that. Like, I was sitting back here, in the back room, doing a brief tutorial and seeing what the back room looks like with Katie. I was like, oh, this is amazing. My people are going to love this. So I'm even though I've had Ecamm for about a year, I
it takes time to practice everything. There's so
yes, it does. It takes time to practice, but I'm learning it and I'm seeing all the cool things. And it's like, I feel like the things I want to do are basic, but those basic things elevate me because, again, looking at what other lawyers are doing, and I'm like, ooh.
Gotta lead the way.
Yeah, so I'm loving that Ecamm allows me to easily figure out how to make certain things work the way that I want to. Like, I'm still working with scenes. I have my stream deck up here now. So that's with each show, I want to incorporate one new thing. That's my goal. One new learning with Ecamm in each show. So hopefully by if you guys don't stop with all the betas, but hopefully by February or March, I'm up to at least a little bit of Doc Rocks at your level. I don't know, but that's the goal. That's the goal.
Yeah, no, it's such an important goal. I mean, I'm live streaming probably once or twice a week these days, and there are still times where someone in a comment will correct me for something that I didn't think that the software did and it does, or I've done something and I'm like, oh, hang on, I just gotta do this, and they're like, just press this button, and I'm like, oh, all right, great. Great.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, because I do think that there is something to be said for once you have it set up the way that you want, it is so easy. You can just flow through your content. I think let me look. I have probably 7 or 8 different profiles set up now. So now it's even now I just jump on and I'm like, all right, we're doing this show. We click this profile, it all loads. I change the names.
That's nice.
We're good to go. So it makes it just
nice,
fast and kind of easy to forget that there are so many other features in it. So I think challenging yourself to start, try doing new thing a day is going to take you way ahead of me in no time. You're going to be on the other side, helping point out all the things I'm missing. I love it.
Yeah, and maybe I'll start a course, YouTube for attorneys.
There you go.
Or how to make better live streams.
It is needed. We've been just shocked at the amount of people in that space who are getting more into video and who are just like, no one else is doing this. And at the moment, there are so many different options. I mean, I think live streaming makes a ton of sense for lawyers, but also just enhancing, like you said, your Zoom or your Teams meetings, being able to do depositions, being able to just even connect with clients and go through proposals, and the level of immediate professionalism it offers, and while still being able to show who you are as a person and, and what your personality is just huge. And I think so important because these days there's just, a ton of different choices. So being able to show up looking your best and feeling your best is hugely important.
Definitely. And what I really appreciate is I can keep my face up while still running somebody through a document or running somebody through evidence and making it easier. Right. The eye contact, the connection, because, that's one of the things you do miss without being in the courtroom. You don't have that connection, but this way I can still keep it, and Ecamm helps me do that because Zoom doesn't do that. No. Teams doesn't do that. Google Meet doesn't do that, but running Ecamm through those does. So that makes me levels above any other attorney out there who doesn't understand or utilize this type of software.
Absolutely. It's all about the win.
Yes.
Yes. Well,
yes.
I am so appreciative for you joining us today. I don't see any other questions, but we will absolutely circle back. So if you're watching this in the replay, definitely drop those questions in, and we will hunt down Gigi and grab an answer, or we will answer ourselves if we know it. And if you are not yet joining us for a Vlogmas, just because it's halfway through the month does not mean that you can just skip it. You need to jump in and join us and make videos every day. We'd love to see you hanging out with us. You can find us in the community. It's on Facebook, Ecamm Live Community. You can join Jill and I are back for what we're now calling the Katie and Jill Show today at 4:15 right here on YouTube. And as I said, we have our holiday party and Ken and Glenn's monthly Q&A next week. So if you're sitting here going like, I want to know way more about Ecamm, I have all the questions, or I have so many feature ideas, bring all of those to the guys next week. They are happy to take all of those and chat through all of the cool things that they're thinking about for next year. So Gigi, so appreciated. And I will be picking your brain and hopefully building a microphone with you very soon.
Yes, because I'm getting off and I'm going to look at the shore to see what Mr. Duncan was talking about. Because
he dropped a link. Yep, Colorware. Yeah, we'll have to do a live building together. Doc's been wanting to do that for a while, so I think that'll be super fun.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. I'm here.
I love it. Well, thank you. And from all of us here, we'll see you in the next couple of hours. Thanks, Gigi.
Yay, thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.